Hey everyone, in this video, I want to show you one of the most useful spline modeling tools inside of 3ds Max. The Sweep Modifier allows us to take a simple spline path and turn it into actual geometry. We're going to start by creating the spline path that our geometry will follow. Go to Create, Shapes, and then Splines. Now, use a line spline and draw a simple shape here in the viewport. Nothing too complicated. Right now, this spline is only acting as a path. It doesn't have any thickness. Now, let's convert this spline into geometry. Select the spline, go to the Modify panel, open the modifier list, and choose Sweep. There is also a small shortcut that you can take. Instead of scrolling through the entire modifier list, you can simply type SW on your keyboard, and 3ds Max will jump directly to the Sweep modifier. Now, I'm going to click Sweep, and right away, we can see the spline becoming a 3D object in the viewport. By default, Sweep automatically applies one of its built-in profile sections. And this is where the modifier becomes really flexible, because we can completely change the final look of the object just by changing the section profile. These are preset profile shapes that come included with 3ds Max. You will find pipes, bars, channels, rectangular profiles, and several other architectural style sections. If you're just learning the modifier, I recommend starting with these built-in sections first. They let you understand how Sweep behaves without introducing too many extra variables at once. Now, notice something really important here. The spline path itself never changes. The only thing changing is the profile shape being swept along the path. That's really the core idea behind the entire modifier. Once we have a section selected, we can start adjusting some of the parameters below. Depending on the profile type, you will see options like length, width, depth, radius, thickness, or corner size. For example, if I increase the width value, the molding becomes much thicker. If I reduce it, the shape becomes slimmer and more decorative. And because this is all modifier based, we can continue editing everything at any point. That flexibility is one of the reasons Sweep is used so much in architectural visualization. Now that we understand the built-in sections, let's move into custom profiles, because this is where Sweep becomes really powerful. I already have another spline shape prepared in the scene here. This baseboard shape spline, and I want to use it as my custom section profile. So inside of the Sweep modifier, instead of using built-in section, switch over to Use Custom Section. Then click the Pick button and select the custom spline in the viewport. Now, the baseboard shape is being swept along the original spline path. You can create your own trims, decorative borders, custom moldings, or ornament details simply by changing the profile spline. Now, a common mistake here is selecting the wrong spline or using a custom profile that's much too large for the path. If your geometry suddenly looks stretched, twisted, or oversized, most of the time the issue is simply related to the scale of the custom spline or the alignment settings. And this can bring us to one of the important parts of the modifier, the alignment. Every profile spline has its own pivot position and orientation, and that affects how it sits on the spline path. Inside the Sweep modifier, you will find the pivot alignment tools. This controls where the profile is positioned relative to the spline. Right now, my section is centered directly on the spline path, but if I switch the alignment to something like bottom left, notice how the entire profile shifts position in the viewport. This is something I really recommend testing manually because it helps build the idea quickly. You can also click the Align Pivot button to have a quick overview of the changes. Go ahead and click through the different alignment presets like center, top left, bottom left, and right, and just observe how the profile behaves each time. This becomes especially important when working on architectural details because sometimes you want the trim center on the spline, while other times you need one edge perfectly aligned against a wall or surface. Now, depending on the spline shape and profile you're using, you may notice that some curved areas look a little phased or rough. That's really easy to fix. Inside the modifier, enable a smooth path and a smooth section. As soon as we enable those options, the curves become much cleaner and smoother in the viewport. It is also possible to mirror on the edge set or edge Y plane, which can be helpful if your spline shape has a different orientation. One more useful option is offset in edge Y, or change the angle. This is super helpful when you want your spline to be lower, higher, or just have an offset. Like for example, when you use the same spline to create different elements. At this stage, I usually spend a little bit of time refining the proportions until the object feels correct relative to the rest of the building or elements. Small adjustments to width, depth, or profile scale can make a surprisingly big difference in how realistic the detail feels. Before we finish, I also want to quickly mention a few additional sweep tools that are useful to know about. One useful feature is the extract shape feature, which can actually save you some time. If you accidentally delete a custom section spline from the scene, Sweep can recover it as long as the object in the scene is still using that sweep profile. And finally, there is Merge from File, which allows you to import section profiles from other 3ds Max scenes. This is really useful if you want to build your own library of trim or molding profiles for future projects. Now, let's zoom out and take a look at the final result. We started with a simple flat spline applied to the sweep modifier, added a custom profile, adjusted the alignment, smoothed the geometry, and within a few minutes, we created a much more detailed element without manually modeling the entire thing from scratch. Once you get more comfortable with the sweep modifier, you will probably start using it constantly in your projects. It's one of those tools that become part of the everyday workflow because it saves you so much time when you're creating architectural details. If you found this tutorial helpful, consider supporting my work on Ko-fi/Archviz Explain. It helps me create more tutorials like this one. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe button. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. And thank you for watching.